Carolina. Let me
All
turn my
right.
recording
So,
on.
okay.
All right, go ahead.
So, my name is Daniel Adote Papo. I'm from the Ga tribe. I'm a Ghanaian, and I own the Coming Home Movement tours, and have been doing tours for a while. And I've expanded my tour to not just Ghana, but I have gone to Senegal twice with a group, and Gambia, and also have done tours to Togo and Benin. So I'm not just expanding, I'm not just doing tours in Ghana, but expanding to all the West African countries and also the African countries. So as my humble one that was saying, yes, I love traveling and I love exploring, and I also love to be able to impart the little knowledge that I have about the country that I stay in, and that is Ghana.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you do an excellent job at it. Excellent job. So I'll start off with a question that a lot of people typically ask. I gave my 2 cents on why I think you should go to Ghana. But as a Guyanan, why would you recommend that people visit your beautiful country?
First of all, most of the time when my friends or clients touch down in Ghana, I ask them this question. When you got down and you saw that we're all like you, how did you feel? I heard you saying about South Africa and everything, yeah. But when you come to Ghana, majority of us are like you and I. So you feel, first of all, you feel at home. And also Ghana is a country that we are very, very welcoming, and also very, very friendly. And also, to me, I keep on saying that we don't have what maybe Kenya with a safari and everything have, but ours is much more connected to the culture. So culture-wise, if you are a first-time traveler and we are traveling, I will humbly suggest that you visit Ghana. Then from there, you spread your wings to any other country that you have. But still, no matter where I go to, Ghana is still my home. I love Ghana. So I always keep on saying that when you come here, you feel at home. We know that, yes, you were due to some circumstances, your ancestors left here and you are coming back. So we make you feel at home. And because we are mostly family oriented, you also experience the same experience that we have here. That is why with me, and also talking about the food, yes, the food, the food, the natural drinks, the scenery, the culture, the people, yes, with all these things, I will humbly say that I would like you to experience. Sometimes, online, you don't see the actual experience when you go online, but when you come to Ghana and you mingle with us, you move along, you eat our food, you drink our drink, you listen to our music, and you wear what we wear. By doing that, you have a very wonderful experience. So with all this, I will humbly suggest that if you have gone to any other African country, add Ghana to your trip. If you have not been to any other country and you like to move to visit, first visit Ghana first.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Totally agree. Totally agree. Of course, when we came to visit the beautiful Ghana, as I've explained to most of the people here, there's, as you've educated me very well, there's 16 different regions, if I remember correctly. And we go to several regions throughout our tour. Yeah. And each region, in my opinion, gave you a different flavor for Ghana. Of course, the waterfalls, the botanical gardens, all the different things that we experienced were just, again, amazing. Would you tell us a little bit about the different regions and how you lead us to see your country?
Yes, as Wanda was saying, initially we were 10 regions, but some of the regions were much more bigger than some. So we have to divide them into 16 regions. And as Wanda was saying, each region has its own unique tourist site. And also, because we are not just one particular people, we are divided into tribes. And also, because we are divided into different tribes, we all have our local dialect that we speak. We all don't speak one particular language or dialect. So for instance, I'm a Ga and I speak the Ga dialect aside English. And averagely, every Ghanaian can speak about 4 to 5 different local dialects in addition to English. And also because we are from different tribes, we also have different food. So for instance, if you come to the Greater Accra region where it happens to be where I come from, our staple food is the Ga Kenke. When you go to the Volta region, their staple food is the Akpale. When you go to the Ashanti or the Santi region, their staple food is the fufu. So basically, what I normally say is that most of the time when I'm drawing up an itinerary, I mostly would like us to experience the different regions that we have, to also have a feel of how the people over there are. So basically, mostly whilst working with you, I made mention that no, the itinerary is supposed to be spread out so that we see the different, and also because we have different regions, every region has its own unique tourist site. Let's say, for instance, in Accra, you see the W. Du Bois, you see the Independence Square, you see Kwame Nkrumah's Mausoleum. When you go to the central region, you go to the Slave River site where our forefathers, our ancestors has the alas ever bad. Then we go to the 2 slave dungeons. And also, if you're adventurous, you also go to the Canopy Walkway. The same thing when you go to the Ashanti region. Sorry to say, Ashanti is not the right word, though. The right word is Ashanti, meaning because of war, but because the Europeans wouldn't mention it, they corrupted it into Ashanti. When you go there, they are known for weaving the kente. You know, Ghana is known for weaving kente. So when you go there, you learn more about the weaving of the kente. And also, if you have the chance, you can also go through a traditional naming ceremony. When you go to the Volta region, they also have their own culture. Most especially when you go there, they have one of the highest and tallest waterfalls in the whole of West Africa. You visit there, they also have the Monkey Sanctuary. So every region has different feel or different experience that we like to enjoy. So mostly, basically, the tours that we do or the tours that Wanda offers is basically spread out among the regions so that you can be able to experience all the different regions that we have and the tourist site that they are there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, as you mentioned that about those different regions, and as we are moving around, one of the things that I have been asked about the itinerary is we have, say, I'm just going to throw out some information. I can't think it completely, but we might spend the first night or two in Accra. Then we leave Accra. We then spend a night in Kumasi. Then we spend maybe a night in the Cape Coast. Then we're back into Accra and we spend the remainder of the time in Accra. Can you give us an insight on why you think that is best, that we don't just stay in Accra and try to go to those different areas, but to literally go and stay at least one night and then move back to Accra? Give us some feedback on that.
Yeah, so the reason why the itinerary is spread out is that because the tourist sites are based in different regions, they are very far. And sorry to say, most of our road network is not very good as compared to the US. So one, I take it into factor the long distance drive. So for instance, if you are moving from Accra to Kumasi, it will take you about 4 hours, excluding traffic. And also, the road is not very good.
And the traffic is crazy. The traffic is crazy.
Yes. So going there, doing the tours and rushing back home is not very advisable. And also, the tours must be flexible so that people don't get tired. That is why the itinerary has been spread out. So we do a tour in Accra. When you land, we do a tour in Accra. Then we leave Accra, we go to Kumasi, we do the tour and spend the night and rest. The following morning, everybody is refreshed for the following day's experience or the following day's journey. That is why we spend night in different regions because of the drive time, and also the itinerary must be flexible because you are not used to one, the drive time, and also our road network. That is why the itinerary has been spread out so that everybody become relaxed and everybody is refreshed for the following morning's tour.
Absolutely, absolutely. The other thing that I know that most of my clientele are always concerned about is the accommodation. where am I staying? Am I sleeping in a tree? Am I sleeping in a tent? Where am I sleeping? I've heard this. I've heard that. Da, 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 da. Would you talk a little bit about the accommodation options in those three areas that we go to, and possibly what some of our clientele might, should expect? We'll put it that way.
Sorry to say, the media hasn't really been able to show the good side of Africa. So what is being shown online shows the bad aspect. But to humbly say, Africa has a lot of gems that unless you travel there before you can see it. When you come to Greater Accra region, we have one of the top hotels like Kempinski, Movenpick, Ibis Styles Hotel, Labadi Hotel. All those things are 4 to 5 stars hotels. So sorry to say, we don't stay in trees. Recently, about just 3 weeks ago, I just came back from a 2-day vacation to Bridgeview Resort in Atimpoku. The hotel is on a bridge and you can see the view. I even have a video posted on my Facebook page. So sorry to say, the media has depicted Africa to be a very poor place for too long, and it's time that we need to change the narrative. When you go to Kumasi happens to be the capital city for the Ashanti region. They have also 5-star hotels like Golden Beam Hotel, Rich Condos. All those places are nice places. Sweet Gardens Hotel, all those. They are all very nice hotels. When you go to the central region, when you go to Lemon Beach Hotel, a very nice Lemon Beach Resort, a very nice resort. And all these ones are 4 to 5-star hotels, and they are close to the sea. When you go to Coconut Grove, it's a 4 to 5-star hotel. So sorry to say that the perception of Africa being poor and we living in trees has been there for a very long time. But we are trying to change the narrative. We have very nice places to stay, be it Airbnb, be it lodges, or be it hotels. We have it all. And I humbly like you to come and see it for yourself and experience it. I have, but I also want you to come also experience it for yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. Another question that, of course, people ask about, of course, are the entry requirements. Of course, we've got to go through the process of visa. There's things that, we need to make sure we do. Would you talk a little bit about the entry requirements?
Yes. First of all, you have to have a passport. And also the passport is supposed to be getting like 6 months before it expires, before you can. And also, let me take, for instance, when you, this consulate, the DC consulate, first of all, you have to have a yellow fever injection if you are yellow fever. That is a basic requirement for everybody. And also, before it's an online application. You go online, you get all your documents. They'll ask you for your travel itinerary. They'll also ask you for your flight details. And also, they also ask you for where you will stay. Sometimes they request for a host letter. Sometimes too, you can either use the host letter, you can either use the bookings of the hotel. All these things are requirements. You also have to have 2 passport size pictures. And the application is basically online. It's not a walk-in. So after you get all these requirements, you post or you mail your passport to the consulate. And with the visa, we have a single entry that is up to 3 months, and we have the multiple entry. The multiple entry, it's on the discretion of the ambassador. Sometimes they give you 3 years, sometimes they give you 5 years, multiple entry. So it depends on which one you choose. But sometimes, basically, I humbly suggest that you choose the multiple entry, because Ghana is very addictive. The reason why I'm saying that is that you come to Ghana, then even whilst there, you are planning to visit Ghana again. So when you do the 3 months, it means you have to go back and apply for the visa again. But if you do the multiple entry, because it's maybe 3 to 5 years, you just have to use it to expire. So basically, I use the consulate, the Washington DC consulate. These are the basic requirements that you need. When you go there, Everything is spelled out how you're supposed to go about it. And also, aside the basic requirement of you having a yellow fever, also, if your doctor advises that you take some vaccines, I also humbly suggest that you do that. The reason being that since you are not used to our climate, so it's very advisable that you listen to your doctor. If you say, take this vaccine, take this, you're supposed to take it. But the basic requirement of everybody is a yellow fever. Even with that, some people to say that, no, I don't take any vaccine. You can also opt for a waiver. That one you have to see a physician for them to sign the waiver form or write something about it and send it to the consulate. Then with that, they will still give you a visa. Also, aside you also applying for the visa online, we also have visa on arrival. But the thing is that before you opt for the visa arrival, you have to ask your airline if they will allow you to board without a visa. Most airlines accept you to board the plane without a visa. When you get to Ghana, then you get a visa on arrival. Some, they will not. So you have to find out from them. Yes.
Yeah, I think for most of us, we need to have it prior to our actual arrival from that particular standpoint. But yeah, good point about the multiple access. I was looking at that myself. I was like, I don't think I did that last time, but I filled up my passport so quick. I don't even know where my old passport is. I had to get one before all my pages ran out because I was traveling too much. So I said, I got to get another one anyway. Of course, one thing just for our viewers to be aware of as well, the application for that visa is a somewhat of a short window, in my opinion, because I travel quite a bit. So you can't, like, for instance, if you're going in October, you can't request it right now. It's really only a few weeks or a month or something before you actually travel that you are requesting it. So keep that in mind. I also recommend, what I did was, once I sent my passport, I sent all the requirements, we'll put it this way, I sent all the requirements as a FedEx envelope. So I FedExed it to the destination, and I enclosed in there a FedEx return envelope so that it was overnighted back to me. To me, that was the quickest and easiest way to do it. It also allowed me to track it, because my first nerve was like, when I read the information and it said send your passport, I said, that's an error. They must mean a copy. So I sent a copy, and I was like, they sent me a letter back. No, we need your actual passport. I was like, can't let you have my passport. Suppose you lose it. I'm freaking out. And so anyway, long story short, I sent it with, of course, all the documentation from FedEx so I could track what was happening. And so for those that may have that fear, as I did, that would be a suggestion, is to FedEx it and enclose a FedEx return envelope so that it comes back to you in a more of an expedited manner. So just something to keep in mind from that standpoint. So Daniel, tell us also, one of the things that I really enjoyed, and I know my guests enjoyed when we came, we had an evening where we went out, where we listened to wonderful music. There was dancing, there was food, there was all kinds of stuff. Tell us a little bit about the nightlife in Accra and the things that people do for entertainment in Accra.
All right. So to basically say it, Ghana is a place that we believe in, that we only live once. We have to enjoy life. So as for enjoying, we really like enjoying, most especially during the weekends. We work from Monday to Fridays. People go to the clubs, and when you come to, let me say, a place like Osu, that is where we have the high-end nightclubs. Basically, let me say a little bit about Ghanaian enjoyment life. We all know that in December, Ghana is a hotspot to be in December, where we have initially the Afrofuture, or the Afrochella, Afrochella and Afrofuture Festival. And we all know it's a place, people from Afrochella, they go to all the nightclubs. Even by 10 a.m., people are still in nightclubs enjoying themselves. So Ghana is a place that we don't sleep in terms of enjoying ourselves. And as Wanda was saying, yes, basically because we are rich in music, we basically like the jazz music. We go to the, like, let's say for instance, Plus 233. When you go there, they have live band music. Listen to the live band. Most of the restaurants mostly are now incorporating live band system into their system, because we believe that when you are enjoying your meal and listening to good music is very nice and very good. So mostly, basically, currently, my last tour was with Shanita. You know Shanita, right? Yeah.
I do. Yes.
When he came, yes, we came. She came with 7 people. We went for a brunch, and there was a DJ, playing songs, and everybody was enjoying themselves. So as for Ghana, every time something is happening in terms of you enjoying music whilst enjoying your meal and everything. As for the nightclubs, nightlife, I can basically say that there's no country that will be able to beat us in terms of nightlife. Most people say, maybe people from Nigeria and basically people from the US, night in Ghana, there's nothing like I'm sleeping. No, people move from one club to even 1 o'clock. People move 10 o'clock in the morning. People are still in the nightclub, enjoy themselves. So as for nightlife, if you are one that likes nightlife, then you have to prepare yourself. You can't sleep. Move from 1, 2, 3 different nightlives and nightclubs and everything. So our nightlife is very vibrant over here. As for that one, I can basically assure you that if you are the one that likes to party to everything, then Ghana is for you. Then.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, two things. We've got some people that have questions. I want them to get a chance to ask those questions, but I do want to make it clear for those that don't know Wanda. Wanda is not a partier. So let me make that clear. We do not go and partay. Now, I can, but I don't typically. I'm that person that wants to be, look, when it gets dark, I'm sleepy, just to say that. But I do what my clients desire. So we'll say that. But we'll make sure if you have that desire, we will make sure that you get an opportunity to enjoy the nightlife. So let me say that, okay? So I know we have a couple of questions and we got some people that are going to have to get off. So let me do that now. Let me open the floor. Please feel free to come off mute, ask whatever question that you might have, so that we can make sure everybody gets an opportunity to get their specific questions asked. I see Paulette, you've come off mute. Please feel free to go ahead and ask your question.
Hello, Daniel.
Hello.
Okay, I have 2 questions. Number one, I'm bringing 3 men with me. Now, I know you typically travel with females and they shop and things that girls do, girly things. Do you have some things while maybe the girls are shopping, some things that the men can focus in on? And the second question is there any unrest going on in Ghana that may not have been focused on in the media?
Let me please answer your second question first. So to say Ghana is a very peaceful country, even though we are very peaceful, we are basically made up of tribes. So sometimes you can have a tribal disagreement. But as we speak now, there is nothing like any unrest, like civil, anything going on. There's nothing like that going on. It's very peaceful. And let me give you a typical example. People ask, is Ghana very safe? Yes, Ghana is very safe. Even though Ghana is very safe, there are some places that I will humbly request or suggest that sometimes you alone, you don't move around during the nighttime. But Ghana is very safe for everybody. You being a female or you being a male is very safe. The only thing is that we have to take our security, we have to be very conscious and aware of our surroundings where we find ourselves. Aside that, we have petty thefts like people stealing people's phones and everything, but there are some places that happens, but not everywhere. So there's no civil unrest. There's nothing going on here that is not being recorded in the media. If there's something going on here, by all means, it to be recorded in the media. All right. So with the second question about shopping, yes, I know that my mothers and my sisters like to shop. Also, sometimes we also find men to also shopping, but we have different kinds of shopping that the men do. Sometimes maybe they would like to buy, let's say, shirts or bracelets or carvings or paintings, for everybody. Now I have incorporated a different vibe. As we go to the art center, we have a dancing and a drumming section. where if you like to, where everybody will do it, will partake in it, because dancing and drumming is part of our culture. So we learn much more about the drums, we learn much more about the dancing and everything. So if also the men would not like to do the shopping, we can still continue taking other different classes over there in terms of the dancing, the dancing, the drumming aspect, and also where we go and buy, where we do the shopping, it's called the art center, where we have people doing live carvings, live paintings, and everything over there. So if the men would not like to partake in the buying, we can move on to the other side to see the carvers, the painters, and everybody working over there. So there are options for everybody.
Okay, great. Last question. I won't ask any more. Artwork. If we want to purchase several pieces of artwork, does the hotel allow for us to ship from there? I mean, what's the easiest way to have it sent back to the States?
So so with the artworks, if the artworks will not be able to because of luggage weight, we have shipping systems. For instance, last time I bought baskets and I shipped it from Ghana to my client in the US. So whilst we are here and you like to buy more, if I have the quantity, I will just have to go to the post office and just ship it to you before you get there. Or even whilst you are in the States, if you want me to buy something for you, I'll buy it here and ship it to your address. So as for shipping, anything that you like to buy, you just humbly let me know, and we can package very well, go to the post office and ship it to you in the US.
And Paulette,
okay, thank you, Brenda, and I look forward to meeting you in October. I'm sorry.
Come again?
I said thank you, and I look forward to meeting you in October.
Yes, please. Please, have I answered all your questions for you, please?
You have. I don't want to take up too much time, and I have to leave in a few minutes. But you've answered. Yeah, you've answered my questions. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Paulette, I will also say that's my thing is artwork. I don't have any more walls anymore. The last time I was there, I bought so much artwork. But most of the artwork is canvas based, so they roll them and we'll put them in, you can put them in a tube to take back. So I brought mine back myself. I just rolled them together and brought them all back. But just to say that there is it's pretty easy to maneuver them as well based on how you usually get them, because most of them are not going to be framed, etc., for it to be like a big piece that you're bringing back. They'll have the canvas that you will then be able to take back yourself.
Oh, great. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Are there any other questions from anyone else at this particular point? Feel free again to come off mute and ask your question. All right. Everybody is a little shy. No problem. Or we've answered all the things they want to know. That's good. All right. So another question or another thing I'd like for you to talk about, Daniel, is our activities. So I know that, for instance, I'm looking very forward, and I'm not a cook. I'm definitely not a cook. So let me say that differently, because I always give the wrong impression. I can cook. Great grandma taught me how to cook. I just choose not to cook. Let me say it that way. So, but I am looking forward to the cooking class of being able to cook the traditional Guyanan food. So tell us a little bit about that experience. And also, I think there was another one, the tie-dye, I think if I remember correctly, is another one that we have in our itinerary. So give us some insight on those activities.
Yeah, so with the cooking, basically what I've noticed is that, or what I normally do is that in the cooking, we cook as we Ghanaians, we cook. We don't use modernized things to cook. For instance, the stove, we don't use the stove to cook. We will not use the blender to blend anything. Everything is basically traditional, and that is us. That is what we were before the introduction of modernized gas cooker and everything. So basically, we use charcoal as a charcoal, and also we use the coal pots. And basically, we use traditional equipment or traditional utensils to cook. So you have somebody not grinding, and it's not like do it and let me see. No, that is not what we are doing here. Everybody is going to partake in it. So if we are being asked to chop the onion the Ghanaian way, humbly you please do it. If you are being asked to grind the pepper in the traditional Ghanaian way, you do it. By doing that, you're also experiencing how we used to cook before the introduction of all these modern things. So basically, most of the food that will be cooked is the jollof rice. Yes, the jollof rice, because Ghana is known for having one of the best jollof rice in the world. I can say that because I have been to Senegal and they don't come near us. I have been to Senegal and I know that yes, jollof comes from their word, wolof, but in terms of the preparation and everything, they don't come near. So we learn how to cook the jollof rice. I think that with turkey meats, yeah, turkey meat. I prefer turkey meat as compared to chicken. And also we'll cook the red. Red is the black eyed peas cooked in red oil with the fried soft plantains. So basically, we are going to do the cooking class in a traditional settings and not in the settings as we are used to in terms of having the gas oven and everything. No. We're not doing that. Because when we do that, I see that no, we are still not experiencing the traditional way. So basically, my cooking class is basically just traditional way of how we cook or how our ancestors were cooking or how we cook before the introduction of these modern gadgets. With the tie and dye, so the shirt that I'm wearing is a tie and dye shirt, and the symbol that I'm having on means that freedom and emancipation. That is a meaning. So tie and dye is just a means of using hot wax. You select designs on a foam and you use the designs to print on a white cloth. So where the designs are, when you put the cloth in the dye, the designs over there pops up with a design, or the dye over there pops up with a design. So it's a new workshop that I have introduced just recently. Initially, I wasn't doing it, but since it's part of our culture and what we were doing, so I introduce it now that mostly basically it's not just about going to the tourist site, going to the slave river, going to the slave dungeon and everything. I also have to add something that is also part of us that identifies us as Ghanaians. That is why I have introduced the traditional dancing and drumming, and I'm now much more also focusing on the tie and dye and also the cooking class. So that is basically about the tie and dye. It's a new experience. When Shanita came with her group, I introduced them to that, and they like it. Yes, and I have videos on my Facebook timeline. I hope you have seen it. They are more also coming. So these are basically, I'm trying that. I say that to experience a country, you have to eat their food, you have to listen to their music, drink their natural drinks, and also get involved in the way that the people within the country do their things. When you do these things, then by doing that, you are experiencing the country. So that is why I have also much more focusing on these basic workshops. It's not just going to be about just doing the tour. No, something, people to have fun and also to experience it. So that is why I have introduced all these workshops. And also I have beads making, but I have bead making workshop that I do. We wear the beads, but we don't know how the bead was done. I have a place, you go there, we look at the materials used, and you go through the process on how to do your bead. All this, I have all the videos on my Facebook timeline and my Instagram page. So basically, I'm now incorporating more workshops into the tours that I do.
Daniel, to that point, give us your the name. So let me ask, how should I say it? When you say it's on your Facebook page, should they be going to your Facebook page in your name, Daniel, or should they be going somewhere else? Where should they be going?
Yes, so my Facebook page is Daniel Adote Papo. is over there. I have most of my pictures and videos of my tours. And also when you go to my Instagram page, that is a Coming Home Movement Tours. All these videos and workshop that I do is all over there.
All right, and of course, I always want to spell your name wrong. Spell your last name. It always gets me.
It's Pappoe.
Okay, I had it right this time. All right, I was
Yeah.
trying to type it in so they would know what it was. And the company again is coming to
Coming
Ghana.
Home Movement Tours. Coming Home Movement Tours.
There you go.
Movement Tours, yeah.
Got it.
Is
All right.
basically over there. Everything that we're gonna do is almost basically over there.
Gotcha. All
Coming
right.
home,
So
yeah.
I did post them in the chat for everybody to see those. Awesome. Awesome.
Mm.
I think my last two questions I want to ask. One is you mentioned something about culture. And for instance, when we were talking about cooking, you said if you're asked to, cut it this way, please, do that, respect that. So question I have is about culture. What are some of the things or advice that you would like to give to those coming to Ghana to consider about culture and how we should behave, how we should carry ourselves, things that maybe we do regularly in the US that would be seen not so nicely in Ghana? Please tell us about that.
Yes, because we are mostly a cultural country. We are being governed by cultural norms. So I know that for sure, I know that in the US, you can use your left hand to give something to anybody, and everybody is okay with that. But in Ghana, you can do that. Yeah, we see it as an insult. Even though you don't say it, but when you do that, we see it as an insult. And also, basically, when you see an elderly person, if you have a hat on and you like to greet a person, you don't greet a person with your hat on. You have to take off your hat before you greet. All these things are different cultures within the different tribes that we all basically know. And also, for instance, when you are also eating at the dining table, you don't have to be using your phone. This one cuts across everywhere, but sometimes we just look over it and you see. And sometimes too, also if you go to places and you also like to take pictures, it is very good that most of the time we ask for permission first. Some people would like their pictures to be taken, some will not. But if we do, and also everywhere we go, we have to be decently and appropriately dressed. You can't dress anyhow to anywhere. You can't use, let's say, a beach attire to go to the king's or the chief's palace. You can't do that. So everywhere that we go, we have to dress modestly and appropriately. So these are the basic ones that I'll say. Aside this, there are some, but I think that these are the basic ones and everything. These are the basic ones. I think with this, everybody will just be fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I agree.
Yeah.
I think greatly as a what's the word I want to say? Luckily, I guess I'll say it that way. Most of my clientele are in an age range that we're not going to be showing everything. We'll put it that way. Half naked, as my grandma used to say. That girl half naked. We won't be half naked. So from that standpoint, I think we'll be covered from our clientele. So I think that's a good thing. And I love the point when you make about the cell phone, because that's the one thing that always gets me. It's like, okay, everybody now, we go to eat or with somebody, everybody's on their cell phone. They're not really talking or doing anything. And so that's a big one. I even had to adjust with that when I was there. I was like, put the phone down, put the phone down. So that's a good one. All right. I know we're running over time. We're a little late getting started. So my last question that I'll have for you today is, most of the time, as one of my other clients says, you think about Africa, but you don't think about there being beaches, being a sea, being water. Is there water? Is there a sea near you where we are able to see those beautiful things?
Yeah, we have a beach. And we have three regions: the Volta region, the central region and the western region, they have one of the best and nicest beach around in Ghana. Accra, basically, if you want to have one of the cleanest and nicest beach, unless you go further away from the capital city, that is going to Kokobite. But we have beach, and on Sunday in Ghana, Saturdays and Sundays in Accra are basically the days that we have beach time. So we go to the beach and we love beach. We love the beach a lot. We do. And we have some of our resorts too that are closer to the beach. So like Labadi Beach is along the Labadi. It's along the beach. When you go to the central region, Lemon Beach Resort is close to the beach. And when you go to Coconut Grove, is just the last time that is where you stayed, is along the beach. When you go to the western side, we have the Maha Beach, is also along the beach. So we have a beach around. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, it was very beautiful. The beaches were very beautiful. The water was very beautiful. But that was one of the things I remember one of my guests saying, like, you just don't think about the water. You think about Africa, you think about land, basically. So there are beaches, there is water.
We have a lot of beach. But one thing that I'll humbly advise is that our water is very rough. It's very strong.
I agree with that.
Even the experienced swimmer from the US is very strong. So anybody who wants to go inside the water, for me, I'll humbly say that you need to be very extra careful.
Yeah. Speaking of water, and this will be my last question, something I thought about too, as far as drinking water, is it a recommendation that guests drink bottled water, or can they drink from the tap?
With us, with me or with us Ghanaians, we drink water from anywhere. Sometimes we drink water from the stream that is untreated because you are used to the system and our system is used to it. But humbly, with you coming down and you don't know, you're not acclimated to our system, I have a recommendation. Either Vortic water, that is a bottled water, Vortic, or let's say Belacqua. But I will rate Vortic higher for you to drink, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So water, I will humbly suggest that you take in the Vortic water. They have it in different smaller, medium, and bigger sizes.
Perfect. All right. Well, this has been very informative, a lot of good information. Again, I will ask my guests, does anyone have any last questions that have come to mind that you want to ask before we end our time together today? We'll give you a few moments to come off mute in case you have something.
Yeah.
All right, I don't see anybody coming off mute. Oh, wait a minute, very informative. Okay, good. Some people have said very informative. So they very much have liked everything we've talked about today. So good. So I didn't see anybody come off mute. I saw some good feedback in the chat there. Really good. So with that said, thank you all for attending today. I will eventually send out a copy of the recording. It might take me a little bit as I've been doing these every Saturday. So I'm still working on some stuff, but I will send out a copy to people along the way. But Daniel, as always, thank you so much. We're so glad you were able to make it. We're so glad that we were able to continue with this and have your knowledge and have your wonderful smile with us. So thank you again.
Wanda, thank you. I hope that we'll do this one again before you come. But to add one to it, in terms of security, Ghana is very safe. Most of the time, I humbly tell my guests that when you go to a place, please don't do live. Most of the time, people like to go to a place and do live update, like give a live update. Ghana is very safe, but I prefer that after we have left the place, then you can post. But don't, whilst we are there, don't post so that nobody will digitally track us.
Yes. I see what you're saying. Yeah, good point. I forgot about that piece. Yeah. Because I remember I didn't post a lot while I was there. I waited until we got back to really post our experiences in Ghana. Good point. Yeah. We don't want people to be able to track where we are and where we're moving from while we're on to a great point. Great point. I'll make sure to reiterate those to those that have already left us as well. So
Yes, and also our road network is not very good. So please, if you come there, a little bumps and everything, the long drive. Yes, and also what I would say is that when you are coming, please don't have a very high expectations. Adjust your expectations. If you have too much high expectations, sometimes you might be disappointed. But if you are open-minded, you flow with it. So there are certain things that you might see that to experience a country, you have to be open-minded to be able to experience it. So I'll humbly suggest that you have a adjust your expectations. Yeah.
Good point. Good
Yes,
point.
and
Yeah, that's
also
a
we
great
don't
point.
have, in the US, you have a lot of washrooms or public washrooms. Yeah,
Ah, good
in
point.
England, it's a little bit different. So all
Good
of
point.
this, yes, yeah, we have to, yeah, so
Yeah,
we
you
have
did an
to,
excellent job as we move from point A to point B. I know you strategically have chosen places to take people to use the restroom, et cetera. So you did an excellent job with that. So thank you for that
yes.
particular piece. But that's a great point. Great point. There's not a bathroom every 2 miles. Good point. That's a really good point. I like don't be drinking a whole lot because you can't be stopping and going to the bathroom a lot. That's a really good point. I need to write that down so I can make sure to add that to my what you need to know. That's a good one. I
Yeah, and
like
also
that.
you come along with snacks,
Yeah, I've already told people make sure you
as
have
you
your
move along.
snacks because yeah, that's a little bit of a. I know we didn't have snacks on one of ours, and we all were like so famished because the traffic can be horrendous. That's a good one as well.
Yeah,
Well, again,
yeah.
Daniel, thank you so much. And yes, we will probably do this again before we go, definitely with the group that's coming in October. And for those that don't know, we are going in October. And if you haven't been and you want to join us, definitely check it out on the website and come join us. I think we've got 8 or 9 people that's already on that particular tour, and we'd love to have you. So definitely come join us. But again, Daniel, thank you so much. And thank you to everyone that was able to attend today. And like I said, I will eventually send out the recording for you, and I'll send out some notes for you as well in regards to what we talked about. But thank you again, Daniel. I'll be talking to you again soon.
All
Y'all
right,
have a
thank
good
you,
day.
Wanda.
You're so welcome.
Have a wonderful day too.
All right, doll. You take
Okay,
care and
bye.
tell mom I said hi.
I'll tell her, okay,
Okay.
bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.